right, welcome to Solo Recalls. Now, if you are sitting there going, what the heck is a recall? Let me just share with you. That's kind of a technical term us dog trainers use when you call the dog to you. They could be in your living room, they could be a mile away in the field. A good recall means you say your dog's name once and they spin and come flying to you. Now, this is a glimpse and some really good lessons for you to help build a great foundation of recalls. But I'm going to preface this by saying we have an entire course that we offer that has 40 games that are focused only on getting a great recall. What we're going to give you here is a start, and a start that you can do in and around your home because you might not be able to go anywhere else. The key to getting a great recall is in creating a magic word. The magic word could be your dog's name, or it could be a word that you don't normally say in conversation. A lot of people use the word come. Here's the challenge. There's something called a poison cue. That means the cue has been used incorrectly so often that it's meaningless to the dog. For a lot of dogs, that's their name or the word come because they hear it and they don't respond. And so what's worse, they might be like chasing a squirrel.
Squirrel!
You call their name and they learn that when I find something more valuable than what you're wanting me to do, I have options. We teach a great recall where the dog knows there's no option. I hear my magic word, I turn and come. For my dogs, the magic word is their name. Because I don't ever say their name, Swagger, and not expect them to turn and come to me. So pick a word. It might be, bazinga, for all I care.
Bazinga.
Come, here, the dog's name. You can say, all right, Susan, I like the idea of using my dog's name. I'm going to start now, and I'm going to keep a journal of never using their name and allowing them not to respond to it. What I don't want you to do is what most people do is say, Rover come, Rover here, especially if your dog's name's not Rover. You don't want to pair a name and a word because that's the cue. We want to build value for one of those words, and you can do this all over again and build value for the next. But don't smash them together because that just becomes one cue. And if you just say the dog's name, it's unlikely to have the same oomph. What we're looking for is a head whip reaction to this magic word because the magic word means good things are going to happen. Initially, it's just you're getting a really high value treat. And down the road, it could be you get to play an amazing game with us. We add the element of the dog, you running away from the dog, because all dogs are prey driven. That's in their DNA. And they love the idea of chasing something they want, which is you holding a treat or a favorite toy. I'm going to warn you, please don't put the cookie out in front or the toy out in front. We want the dog responding to you. Them getting to you is a reward. We just add a little extra step of taking hold of their collar before we give that reward, if it's a treat. All right? A lot of things to remember. Most important, pick a magic word. If you're retraining the name, you have to be conscientious that neither you nor anyone else in the family use it inappropriately. You're going to say the word once, and then we're just going to start with the first recall is just going to be building on treat diving. The only thing you need to be worried of is if the dog goes for the treat and just starts sniffing. We're going to fix that by having great value when they get to you. So start really, really small if your dog is snarfling, and then you can build distance. You want to grow this to you're running out of the room and the dog's chasing you, but be patient. Remember, our number one objective is build confidence in the dog and responsiveness for you. All we do in here in Homeschool the Dog is building responsiveness and relationship. responsiveness, and relationship. So put in the micro investments of just doing short ones, and then maybe have one turn. You'll see I'll have my dogs run around the bed, and then grow to, you can run, if you have an island in your kitchen and your floor is not too slippery, you can have your dog chase you around the island. All right, so it starts with solo recalls, and then I'm going to show you a ninja of how to do a self-restrained recall. That's all coming up right here in Solo Recalls. Just as a reminder, I've got a lower value cookie that I'll throw, higher value cookie when the dog gets to me. I also will have extra higher value cookies when each repetition's done to go back and reward the dog who's waiting nicely for their turn. When I throw the cookie, I say search, obviously before I throw the cookie. When he's got the cookie, I'm then going to call his name. When he catches me, I just grab his collar and give the cookie. So there's a lot of things to remember. Search, throw the lower value cookie, run away, call his name, grab his collar, and then give him the cookie. And then come back and tell this dog they've done an awesome job for waiting. Okay, so it looks like this. We'll just do a short one to remind them of the chase the cookie game. Come here, bud. So I've got the high value cookie in my hand, but I'm going to grab their collar. So for some dogs, they might go, what do you got there? What do you got there? That's my high value cookie. I'm going to grab his collar, toss out the low value cookie once I say search. Tater! Yeah! And grab his collar, give a cookie, give this dog a cookie for waiting. Once you know your dog's going to pick up the cookie and chase you, you can add some distance and then even go around things so the dog doesn't see where you've run to. If you've got a big enough area in your house, keep moving till the dog catches you before you grab that collar and give them the higher value cookie. All right, so I've got my high value cookie in my hand that grabs a collar. If you have your dog on a harness, you can grab the harness. Lower value cookie, I'm going to say search. Tater! Yeah, good boy. Good boy. Now I'm going to run back and give Swagger a cookie for waiting. What a good boy you were, Waggy. Thank you. Nice. Now let's see how well Tater watches Swagger play this game. And Swagger's high value reward is going to be a toy because he loves tugging way more than cookies. He would take the cookies, but this is a great game that you can play tug with too. So Swagger break. Okay, Tater, you get Huff It Up. Oh, not you, Swagger. Come here, buddy. Tater, Huff It Up. Good job. Now, in fairness to Tater, I'm going to start really close, and then I will go further away. Now, with Swagger, I'm actually going to throw the high value rewards because he doesn't like food as much. So I'll throw a high value reward. Here, buddy. Search. Swagger. And then I go back, give Tater a high value reward for waiting. What a good boy you are. Yeah. Thank you. Now I'm going to throw it around the corner. Somebody else, it sounds like somebody else wants to play out there. Search. Swagger. Nice. No. Good boy. All right. So in this case, Tater was really good. And he stayed in the bed until I said his name, which is a little unfair. But what if he had left the bed and chased Swagger? I would have just asked Swagger to lie down and gone back and taken Tater by the collar and led him back to his bed. I wouldn't have told him, get to your bed, because a cue that the dog knows has earned reinforcement has value. So you don't want to give them a cue that has value when they've interrupted your session. You're just going to gently help them go back to their bed, try again. If they fail another time, guys, you're asking way too much. So you want to go back to just doing things that helps the dog be successful. Just you walking by with another dog. Swaggy. And you could toss a cookie in. Do not put your dog in that position unless you're willing to bet me $100 that they are not going to fail. That's the kind of certainty you want, because putting a dog in a position of having to watch another dog before they're ready is frustrating, creates anxiety, and definitely lowers your dog's confidence.